So another important thing to be aware of using the import statement is when you use an asterisk like this and you import math class, which has a function called square root, and then you import complex math class, which also has a function called square root. And we know the complex numbers appear like this, while the normal math class will actually give you a decimal place. So the reason this happens is we're importing in the math class, it will have a square root function. And when you run the second statement here, cmath, it also has square root. So what it does is it overwrites the math class over here and it replaces it with the square root function from cmath. So the output that you get over here, you can see is a complex number. But if I comment this line out and now try and run it, you can see we get 2.0 rather than we get a complex number representation. So the naming conflict is resolved like this. This one is the first statement. It will get overwritten by your second statement. And same, because you can actually declare a variable here over here and then make it another value. So for example, you can just make it and if we print that variable, because pi is available in the math class, so if we print that over here, and you can see if I run this, we get oops, but if I take the oops out, then what will happen is we get this one over here, the value of pi coming from there. And if I take that out, then we get it from the math class over there. So you can see that you may end up with naming conflicts and so on, where two modules could contain the same function. So in this case, square root was overwritten. And what you should really be doing instead of using these statements over here like this with an asterisk, don't use the asterisk. Instead, what you should do is use a statement like this, which is very clear, which says you're importing in the square root and the pi square root function and the pi variable, or you can do it in this fashion, which is if you comment that out as well, and if I comment this out, and that, and you can do it like in this fashion at math, and then you know that you can use math dot square root, and you know that this is coming from over here. Now, if you don't do the import statement, you get error to say it doesn't know what math is, so you need to import math. You can also alias it as empty, and then you can use empty over here. So there are different ways of doing it. Just be aware of naming conflicts between modules, especially if they contain the same functions. They will get overwritten, and your own code could override certain things, such as the value of a pi, although it's coming from the math class, but you may end up overwriting it. So to be very precise, I would always recommend using this syntax over here for clarity, but you can also use this one because this one is a common syntax as well.